She's horrible, don't trust her. Hi, everyone. Didn't expect that, did you?
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the 127th.
Yeah. Woo!
27th hour of Adventurers Wanted.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yes,
well done you.
well
done you.
So just a few things before we start. So this performance, like all of the performances, is a relaxed performance. So that just means we've got a relaxed attitude to any sound or movement from our audience members, just for the benefit of anyone who may not be able to be still or silent throughout the duration of the show. Access-wise, the lights will stay like this. I need to figure out how to freeze them on them. We're having a couple of issues with them. If they do go out, I will get them on as quickly as I possibly can. I'm hoping it's going to be okay this hour, but if it happens, I do apologise. There'll be no loud bangs or anything, and there'll be some like background music throughout. If you do need to pop out at any point, just feel free to head through the door at the back, come back in whenever you want. There's water and everything out there. I'll be sitting over here, so if you do need anything, just give me a shout. We've also got like audio loop headsets, so if you would like to use those, give me a shout again, as I say. But I will pass over to Leo, who is our games master for the rest of the evening.
Hello. Welcome to Adventurers Wanted. My name is Leo. I'm going to be the games master. What is this? What on earth is happening? Well, this is a tabletop role-playing game, which means that the four people on my left and right each control an individual character in a fantasy setting. I control the rest of that setting. I control the enemies, the allies, even the weather system, if it's appropriate. And we mediate between ourselves by using dice. Please do come in. You're not missing anything. No, you're not missing anything but context. We're a completely relaxed vibe. Do just come and sit anywhere. Now, obviously, as Kat has just said, this is our 127, which means there's 126 hours of backstory. I'm not going to summate it all for you, but very quickly, all of the characters are crew members on the naval scientific research vessel, the Spirit of the Horizon. And on their last official mission for the Admiralty, they awakened an evil god, as you tend to do on these things. And in trying to escape that dead god, they cast a spell that was far beyond their capabilities to control, spinning them into a brand new reality. And they've spent the last 126 hours in real time, well, about just over a month in game time, desperately trying to get home and recreate the spell that helped them get there. In the very last little arc that we had, what happened is the players have been revealed to a secret magical floating city in the sky called Clathid, which is where all the wizards are. Yes, I know. But the other side of the coin is it's a murder mystery story at the moment. One of the grand magi of the city have been killed, and as people who are distinct from the city's politics, the players have been asked to hunt down who killed him. Where we immediately left off, the players found themselves in the fight with a couple of the assassins who'd been stalking them through the city and tried to end their investigation violently. We'll jump straight back in there in a moment, but first let's meet our players and characters. Starting on my right here, tell me your name, what your character's name is, and what distinguishes them from the crew. Give us a little bit of their backstory.
Okay, I am Isla. I am playing Noggin, who is a gnome rogue. I am the ship's dentist, and I collect shiny things and teeth.
My name is Duron, or character's name?
Yep.
Yeah?
Okay, my name is Joe. I am part of the cleaning crew, and I have a great personality.
Oh, that's nice to know, because quite a lot of the cleaning crew are like really nice guys, to be honest. We've met a lot of them.
I'm Johnny. I'm playing Alistair Vondercont. He is a dwarven bard and the ship's scribe, although he thinks it's a bit of a waste of his talents. He is a songwriter and a scholar, and he needs to have his big break now. That's what he's waiting on.
My name is Jules. My character's name is Dancing Bear. I'm one of the navigation crew on the ship, and I'm very rational. Hardly any emotional reaction. Everything has to make calculating sense, almost like a Spock type character.
Nice, cool. Dancing Bear, can I get your dexterity score quickly? It's just in that top long box there. It should be the second partition. Right up the top there, yeah.
Plus
That one.
2.
Yeah. So it's
14. Fantastic.
14.
Thank you very much. That's all right. That's just because we're going to jump straight back into combat. But firstly, it was Joe, was it?
Yes.
Joe. I don't know why I wrote down your real name. Joe and the Dancing Bear. You've heard about this sort of weird teleportation magic. That's probably weird with a Y, to be honest. Teleportation magic that transports very conveniently and sometimes inconveniently crew members in and out of the field. It's never happened to you until now. Joe, tell us what you're doing when you feel the glowing golden energy dancing across your skin.
I had a sponge in my hand and I was cleaning the deck.
Absolutely, yeah. You're down on all fours, scrubbing the deck there, and you feel this tang on your tongue like you've been sucking a penny. And then it goes really bright, and you're no longer on the Spirit of the Horizon. You're now in a forest, in a glade, and there's a person attacking you. Dancing Bear, what were you doing immediately before you jumped in?
I knew that it was going to be a foggy evening, but the stars were out, and so I was, before the fog came in and made it difficult to see, I was trying to help chart the
Map where you're at.
map our way around for the next actions for the ship.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. So the ship is actually, I mean, this is context that you would have. The ship is docked at a city far below called Lunes, but it's always good to keep an accurate chart of the stars. And you're looking up at the dwindling light when suddenly you feel that same tang come across your tongue, and then you're in a forest. And someone's attacking you. Kat, can we get the battle music back up, please? It's actually the Dancing Bear's first turn first, is it? Because you just had your turn. Yeah, absolutely. So we go straight back in on the Dancing Bear. So what happens is you're stood there and you see these two people in black cloaks. Obviously, like, they're not hiding it. They're obviously bad guys. They're assassins. One of them is stood very strongly right in front of you and the cleaner, who's beside you. And the cleaner's just stood there with a sponge at the moment. And the assassin has a short sword that's obviously been laced with poison in his hand. The other one is being held gently by Alistair Vonderkamp, the ship's scribe. He's sat on the floor, calming the emotions of this assassin using his bardic magic. What would you like to do?
I'm going to draw my weapon if I can.
Absolutely. What are you using?
Well, the long sword, because he's got a short sword. I'm going to keep him at bay.
Of course.
Until I can analyze rationally what possibly could have happened here.
Okay, fantastic. So you don't necessarily want to attack him immediately. You're holding him at bay.
bay.
So what I'm going to say mechanically is that you're going to take the dodge action, which just means that you drop into a defensive stance and gives people a disadvantage on attacking you. Again, that's a mechanical term. We'll come to it if it's required. We go all the way back around, I think, to Joe. What are you doing as you drop into this situation? You've got your sponge in your hand, and you see the Dancing Bear, the navigation guy that, he was on deck as well. You'd noticed him, and he suddenly falls into this martial stance.
Well, seeing what she did, I'm going to then pull out my short sword
Absolutely.
and try to do the same thing.
Fantastic. Cool. And the two of you are just there, ready to parry, not sure of the situation. Noggin, what were you doing before you got zapped into this situation?
Well, a recent crew member I just saw die on the last mission.
That's true.
So I need a bit of comforting. So what I have been doing is I have been rearranging all of the shiny things in my cabin. And there's a lot of shiny things to rearrange.
Noggin has a good collection of shiny things that she's acquired over the last month. Cool. What's the shiny thing in your right hand that comes with you to
This
Clathid?
is a silver spoon.
Fantastic. And you've still got a silver spoon. Did you pick it back up?
No, I gave it away.
You gave that away.
Oh, that was one of the
See,
first
I
things.
remember. You gave that away just before Olmorn died.
I did.
Yeah, sad times. We've
Then-
lost some people. We've lost some people. Pour some out for the homies.
Then I am holding a walking clanker cog.
Okay, cool. You're holding this cog, wondering where to go in, and then suddenly you're in the situation that I described. What would you like to do?
Where am I?
So you're stood just a little way back, and ahead of you is this beautiful tree stood on its own in the middle of a glade, in the middle of a forest. The grass is flecked with this snow that seems very out of place because it's quite warm. And on your left, you see the dancing bear and Joe ready to parry this tall Vosu, a sort of fox-like assassin. And on your right, you see Alistair sitting on the floor with a Komodo assassin, this sort of lizard creature. Holding his hand, whispering calming thoughts.
I first of all give everyone a wave, and then I'm going to climb a tree.
Is that a stealth check?
Yes.
Hide action, yeah, sure. Roll a stealth check for me.
That is a 20, not natural.
Okay, cool. Yep, nobody saw you climb this tree. They're entrenched in battle. What else would you like to do? That's your cunning action, I imagine.
Yep, I would like to crossbow the one that is not currently very calm, so the one that they're going to attack.
Absolutely. Roll your attack roll, and this is a sneak attack.
So does that mean I get advantage on my attack roll?
Yes.
Good. So close to a 1. That was a 29.
29 hits, yeah. Roll the advantage anyway, just in case it's a critical.
That was the advantage.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Right, okay. I believe your sneak attack has gone up since being level 10.
5d6?
5d6 now, yeah. So now it's 1d8 plus 5d6.
1. 7. Can you do maths?
12,
Thank you.
17,
21 plus 1, 22. I can do that. Plus 5, 27.
7. Yeah, that's a really good hit. Describe the shot for me.
Okay, I'm going to try just... I'm in a tree and I'm just going to try and play it safe, so I'm trying to hit him in the shoulder.
Okay.
strongly.
So the dancing bear and Joe, as you square up to this individual, suddenly you see them reel forward, and you can see a crossbow bolt has struck them in the top of their shoulder. You have no idea where it came from. And this guy looks close to giving up. He's really that badly hurt right now. Alistair, it's your turn.
I'm going to stand up, holding the guy's hand still,
Yeah.
turn to the other guy and say, can't we just be friends? Can't we all just be friends? And try and persuade him to lower his...
Just a persuasion?
Just to-
A free action persuasion? Yeah,
Yeah.
sure. Roll a persuasion check for me.
However, it's a 15.
15. Nope. That does not work. He looks back over at you, and she looks back over at you and snarls like, obviously in quite a lot of pain.
In that case, I'm going to quickly... Bonus action, dancing bear, just kill him. Inspiration.
That's your inspiration. Just kill him.
Just kill him.
So, dancing bear, you are now allowed to, if ever a roll is ever so slightly misses or just nearly hits but doesn't quite make it, you can roll an extra d10 and add
I'll
that.
give you
Um,
mine as it's special.
Yeah, there you go. It's that you can roll that die and add that number.
Yeah, so give
But you
that
don't have to
special.
do that now. You
Don't
can
have to.
save that for
Save
when you
that
want
for
it.
Special time.
And it is, in fact, Dancing Bear's go. Oh, no, it's not. It's the Assassin's goes. So the Assassin's going to attack the Dancing Bear, as he is big and scary. That is because of your because you were ready for him, and because of your long sword. He comes in with she comes in with the short sword overhand, and you're just like swat it out of the way very easily. She then tries to hit you a second time. This one you don't see coming. She feints left and goes right and hits you a 19. Will that hit you? Right up the... on the right hand there's armor class. What's your armor
18.
class? 18. So 19 beats that.
Oh, words it.
You're cutting words it. Okay, what do you do to cutting words this?
I just go, can't we all be friends?
And she's really getting pissed off at you now. So she fainted left, went right, and then you went, can't we all be friends? And she's, I'm working on something here. Roll your d10.
Oh, I just gave it away. 3.
3, yeah, that's just enough. Brings it down to 16. Because that's under your armor class, she doesn't hit you, which means probably Alistair says this thing at her and just gives you enough time to alter your stance and get and parry her blow. Now it's your turn, Dancing Bear.
I can now take some action with my
Yeah,
longsword.
absolutely, yeah.
Okay, well, now that I've been attacked, I'm going to strike with my longsword, seeking to gain advantage over the assassin and immobilize them.
Immobilize them specifically, not kill them.
Not kill them, I know.
Okay.
Still
If you
don't know
l-
what's going on.
If you look in your bag there, you've got a little bag. There is an icosahedron, a 20-sided dice. You need to roll that. It's that one there. Thank you, Johnny. Roll that and add your attack bonus, which is next to your longsword, where it says longsword.
+8.
Believe it or not, we've simplified these sheets for the sake of people who might not have played before. 13.
But you can also add your...
Oh, you could. This is exact the situation that the bonus is for.
You can just call it
Roll that one. This is your inspiration die.
plus 9.
So you go to hit, and she almost dodges out of the way, but just at the last second, you hear Alistair's words go, just hit him, through your brain, and you're like, yes. And you see exactly where to strike. Roll damage for me. So that's the D8, which is the pointy-looking one.
This diamond.
And you add...
8. Wow.
So 13 damage. Describe to me how you would go around immobilizing this assassin.
Well, since she's attacked and missed and is a bit off balance, I'm coming back at her with this long sword. So she's looking to retreat, but I'm driving forward, so she falls back, and I've got my sword right under her armor, right at the nape of her neck here.
That's fantastic. So you don't even need to use the blade, really. You're all about positioning and tactical advantage, and you just manage to get her to a position where she overstretches, falls right back on her back, her short sword goes scattered, and you've got her there. And that's it. And there's a moment of calm. Kill the battle music for me, Cat. Pop that Enchanted Forest tune back on. We're now out of combat order. You may just assess the situation, go about what you need to do.
Good job, guys.
Are you here from a tree?
Who is that?
Noggin.
Oh,
Hey.
hello, Noggin.
Come on down here. We're going to
Anyway.
question this assassin here and try to find out what's going on.
Can I sort of help position the other one that's just sort of fallen, sitting down next to them?
Sure, you sit them down next to one another, the lizard man and the fox lady.
Would one of you be a love and tie their hands?
Can I suggest that since we can't trust them, and if they're sitting together within earshot of each other, they can coordinate their stories. But why don't we have one sit over there near Noggin, and then see if we question them separately and find out whether their stories match.
You're in a forest. So
You're in a
tie them to
forest.
Tie them
Two
to
different
trees.
trees.
Two different trees.
And
Yes.
opposite sides of the glade.
Far too clever for me, this lot. You all have 50 feet of hempen rope on you that you carry as part of your adventuring pack. So yes, who goes with whom?
I will go with the. I think I've got a connection.
With the
them.
Komodo, yeah.
I will stay with him.
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 Yep.
I'll go with one of them as soon as I figure out what to do with my sponge.
Okay, yeah, you just stood there, a little bit befuddled. Who?
Can't stick a wet sponge in my pocket.
Who's taking the Vosu?
I'll climb down from my tree and I'll ask, either one of you, come on, take him over here. We'll tie him to this one.
All right, I'll help tie him up with my hemp rope.
Which leaves Joe, leaves you with Alistair, who He's this dwarf that dresses really fancily, really nice hat, but recently he's lost his beard and he's a bit touchy about it.
So maybe I'll give him a sponge to.
Make it feel.
Yeah.
Joe just hands you a sponge.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, can the two people who are doing the tying up, can you roll me survival checks, please, to see how good your knots are?
How good are you at knots?
Not that good with knots, actually.
Well, I used to be in the Scouts, so I'm great at sleight of hand. Would that be good for
I'll
knots?
allow it,
Thank you.
because it's your last day with us. I'll allow it.
Then I will tie a knot, and I will tie it very well. 27.
27. Oh yeah, this is a sailor's knot. It's quick, it's fast, it's efficient, and you tied them to a tree.
Joe, how are you doing with knots?
Well, my hands are still kind of all wrinkled, from the
That
spine.
should help your grip.
Yeah, but like,
You've
I
got
guess it could.
you've got an excellent sleight of hand there. So if you roll the d20, yeah, and add your sleight of hand bonus.
30.
30, just so, and it's a really sort of tentative 30. Like he walks the rope around, thinks about it very quickly, and then there's a knot there where there was no knot before. There is now not. Okay, you have these two assassins separated at either end of glades. What are you going to do next,
Can
crew?
I go to Noggin
Yeah, sure.
and say, let's ask them the same questions? Actually, everyone.
Yeah.
I know why I'm...
Group meeting in the middle.
Sure. Back in the glade where you were attacked by the tree, these two don't know what's going on.
These
Well, I don't know
assassins
what's going on.
tried to kill us because we're investigating a murder. And they probably know something, so let's ask them some questions.
Well, who are they working for?
Exactly.
That's a good
Questions like
question.
that.
So that's
And
the
why are they
first
trying to
one.
kill us?
Why are you trying to kill us? Also a good
So
question.
I say we work in teams
Yes.
and ask them the following questions. Who do you work for? Why are you trying to kill us? Why are you anything to do with the murder of
Brother Fenelon.
Brother Fenlon?
Yeah. What do you know about it?
And what do you know about
Right.
those four?
Should we not ask them what do you know about him before we ask if they killed him or not?
The order is up to the individual.
And what do we do if they don't answer?
Then
We've
we
got their knives
slap them with this wet sponge.
They
Can
won't
I-
like that.
Can I get perception checks from everyone, please?
This one again.
That's 20.
20?
You add on your perception modifier. plus
7?
1.
12.
18.
18. 20 and 18?
Mm-hmm.
I mean...
18. 18.
Oh, 18. Much better. Okay.
Are we doing this like back to back? Can we still see what's happening?
Well, now we've split up and gone to our...
Noggin, you hear a small whelp from over where you attacked where you tied up the Vosu.
Okay, look around. You still there, Vosu?
Oh, the body's there.
I don't think we can ask this one questions.
The Komodo! I want the Komodo.
Okay, the Komodo is still alive for now, but as Noggin investigates the Vosu's body, she finds a dart in its neck.
I cast hallucinatory terrain.
Ooh, okay.
And make it look like there's a bunch of trees around.
Just
around myself and the Komodo.
Can I get intelligence checks from everybody? I believe it's investigation, actually. No, it's just intelligence.
For me as well?
And it's saving throw. That's what it is. Thank you. So you've got a small box that says saving throw, not you, Alistair.
And this is versus magic.
This is versus magic. So you've got a 26. Noggin.
Also a 26.
Oh wow! And the dancing bear.
-1?
Yeah. So if you roll the dice and then add -1 to whatever you roll.
Same one again, yeah.
14? -1?
13. Okay, the dancing bear, over by where the Komodo is, suddenly you can't see where they were. Like, you've lost them. There just seems to be a really thick patch of trees that you wouldn't be able to walk through. It's that the trees are that closely packed together. The two of you see right through these closely packed trees, and you can sort of, it's a weird like double vision thing. You can see them, but you can also see that they're not really there, and that Alistair has cast an illusion to try and hide himself.
I give him a thumbs up.
I don't say it.
Okay.
I go quickly to Komodo and push him down. Like, I imagine he's got his height. Is he tied
Yeah,
around?
he'd be tied. Well, he's tied around the tree,
Okay.
so it wouldn't be hands behind back because that gives him too much room. You'd have his
Knots on the other side of the tree.
exactly. Yeah,
Okay.
very good point. The knot is on the other side of the tree.
I'm going to ask very quickly. No, I'm going to say, I'm here to save your life. So you need to tell me very quickly who it is that just killed your fox friend over there.
Roll a persuasion check.
Now we can't do the whole like they've told us the list
15.
stuff.
15. They paid me. They paid me too much. I can't talk to you.
They will kill you. They will literally kill you.
That's why I can't talk to you.
But they just killed the other one for no reason.
Then I would already be dead, surely.
No, because I've got these trees protecting us.
Oh yeah, now that you point it out, he's like, oh. I see that now.
So we have maybe a window of 30 seconds before they realise that this isn't real and kill you.
Right.
So, who you work for? Did you have anything to do with Mr. Fenland's death? And why are you trying to kill us?
Which one do you want me to answer?
Let's go from A to B
A to B.
to C.
Who am I working for?
Who you were?
I never met the employer. We communicated through letters and through drops of gold, to be honest. The gold is on my belt. Have a look.
I look.
Okay, you see a fat pouch
I take.
tied to it. So you take it. And as you look into this pouch, roll an intelligence saving throw. Mm,
11.
11. These are not gold coins. These are pewter circles.
Oh.
The-
Do you know that these are pewter circles?
They're gold coins.
No.
What?
Anyway, I drop it on the floor.
Okay. One of them just tumbles out.
I fear you've been taken for a bit of a ride, Mr. Komodo, sir. And, I want to help you. Are you going to let me help you?
How are you going to help me?
I will save your life from this other assassin. I will make sure that you are well treated when we take you back to the city. And if you are compliant, I will see that your punishment is less.
Okay. Yes, we killed Fenlon. He was sleeping by that tree over there. We poured poison in his ear.
How's Shakespearean?
We try.
Very well. Do you know why?
No.
Do you have any of these letters on you?
No.
Do you know where these letters are?
They are in a safe house in the slums, northeast of the city.
Well, that is where we are going, and you, sir, are coming with us.
But wait, what about the gold? You said it wasn't gold?
It's not gold.
So, what was it?
Pewter circles.
Roll an Arcana check for me. That's not great roll.
No. It is 11.
11. You would know as a roll with advantage, because just roll with advantage. You'll see why in a moment.
Okay, that is better.
21.
21.
As someone who's very skilled in illusions, it's quite clear that this person is under an illusion spell, specifically the School of Illusion, to think that these pewter circles are gold coins.
Yes, you've been duped with magic. That's what you get for living in a city of magicians. So,
Like he had a choice.
let you a little makeover. Can I minor illusion him to look like a different race?
Yeah, sure. What species would you like?
Let's go for one of the bird people.
Maguro.
A
A
Maguro.
Maguro, sure, absolutely. And you sculpt.
Really lavish feathers.
Okay, yeah, really, really bright,
Yeah.
sort of macaw kind of a look, bright blue things. And then what do you do?
I'm going to usher the other people in. I'm going to stick my head through the tree. Come here, everyone.
Well, while this was happening, can I inspect the body of the...
Absolutely. Rewinding in time 5 minutes ago. Roll an investigation check for me.
That is a 25.
25. On his belt, you find a blue. On her belt, you find a pouch of pewter, sort of circle metal stamps out.
How shiny are they?
They're not shiny at all. However, you do find something else. You find a beautiful, shiny set of dice made specifically out of bone.
Shiny bone dice. I'm happy with that. Shiny, shiny, shiny.
These are the dice. Just a little bit of context here. Isla has been helping us over the last few weeks as our British Sign Language interpreter. And this is her last session with us. So we wanted to get you something. We knew your penchant for stealing things off bodies. You played right into our trap. So thank you very much, Isla. And I'm sure we'll all have a big hug after the show. Yay! However, back to the story. You also find on her this dart, like I said, in her neck, which is obviously what finished her off.
Okay.
Other than that, she's wearing robes that are obviously styled to look like the School of Necromancy. But since you got a 25, which is a high roll, they're obviously like they've been forged. They're not originals. What are Joe and the Dancing Bear doing at this time? How are you feeling, Dancing Bear?
I'm all confused. Again, although I'm aware of this whole realm of magic, I'm looking for a rational answer to this entire thing. And now I can see our captive, who turns out to not have been that useful, but we have a clue, and I'm eager to get to the slums to see if we can learn any further clues.
Got a couple of clues. I thought I'd given you a few clues. What, Joe? How are you feeling?
I'm trying to figure out where that dart came from.
Okay, roll an investigation check for me.
Plus three.
Plus 3, so 10. It's angled down into the skin, so it obviously came from above. And you look around, and it's kind of hopeless. You're in a forest. There's trees everywhere, and if there's one assassin, why isn't there another assassin? I mean, just jumping around tree to tree, being all stealthy and junk.
Maybe we should be stealthy too.
Probably.
Let's be stealthy.
At this point, I rolled really well then. At this point, a dart strikes the Maguro / Komodo that you've been trying to rescue.
I fall to my knees.
Sure.
Whale.
You hear this no from Alistair over in the tree line.
Well, it's all for the best, because it's not like we wanted to take him. We were going to rush off now to track down these letters, and he would have slowed us down, but we couldn't quite have left him behind either. So,
I stand up already over it, like, yeah, you
And by the time you're already over it, he's not even dead yet. Like, he's there going, and you're just like, yeah, no, yeah, you're right. No. You just walk off. What a horrible, ignoble death.
We also now don't know like who his partner was. We never asked.
No.
Can I like ask him while he's dying?
Yeah, you run over to him.
Who was this other person?
Who's the other person? And he goes, in the worst movie death you've ever seen.
Anyone want to waste a healing potion on this guy?
No.
No.
He doesn't seem to know too much. I mean,
That's true. A lowly grunt.
You asked him the questions, right?
Oh yeah.
All 4 of them.
Oh. I asked 3, and I think he answered 2.
Okay. Well, you tried. Which ones did he answer? What did he say?
Well, they were responsible for killing the
Fenlon.
the Magi man,
Mystery solved.
but he was hired, so it does go a little bit higher up.
Yeah, but we know who killed them.
I think
That's the murder mystery done, right?
Sure. Nobody spent any time making this interesting.
I think they want a little more of an answer than that. I mean, technically, yes, we've solved it.
So why don't we just go to them and tell them?
Yeah.
And then ask them.
we didn't
if
really
they-
solve it. I mean, they'll send another wave of. I mean, we don't know who to hold responsible.
They might give us shiny things for solving it, though. And if we
But
go,
We haven't really
solved
solved
it.
We found the tools.
Also, there's no proof. We could have just killed these 2 and said, yeah, solved. One of them did it.
We need those letters
Good
or the clues that are in that
Exactly.
Alright.
slum area that we heard about.
We should also probably be a little bit alarmed that someone is blowing poison darts at people. So
Roll a
let's-
perception check for me.
But interesting, they didn't shoot at us.
Oh, not very good.
not
6.
yet.
The wind whistles through the trees. That's it.
Let's go.
Let us stealth.
Can I get stealth checks from everybody who wishes to stealth? I believe as a fighter you're in heavy armor, so you get disadvantage on this, which means you roll it twice and take the second roll. Noggin.
30.
30.
With my new dice,
27.
30.
Oh, 27.
6.
6.
My first roll was 11, second was a 1. So
Right, so whenever you roll a 1 or a 20, declare that as a critical success or failure, this being a critical failure. What happens that makes you so unstealthy, Dancing Bear? Sorry, I couldn't help that.
I accidentally, in this rugged forest, slash my leg with my sword, just stepping on a rock, and next thing I know, and now I'm limping, and I'm not stealthy at all.
Wow. Take 8 points of slashing damage against your hit points there, so just mark that you've had 8 damage done to you. And you guys hear a scream from the dancing bear, and there's blood just starts to soak his thigh. And he goes, okay. But you definitely weren't stealthy. However, the party is no longer no further impeded. Lack of stealth or no, your passage out of these woods, none of you know what they're called, out of these woods. Oh, Alistair, you know, the Callous Woods. Yeah. Kales Woods, sorry, my bad.
Kales Woods.
Sounds like you really know this.
Is the apostrophe's missing on my map. It's yeah, Kales Woods. And you walk out and you see this great porticoed sort of. To our eyes in the real world, it would be like a Greco-Roman neoclassical design council chamber, and then off to your right there's a huge hill with a castle on it, and stretching out ahead of you is just a city.
Where
I
are we
don't
going?
know where the slums are.
Well, as the navigator, since we have this view of the city, I analyze, and there's larger houses and smaller houses, and there's certain areas that seem to have irrigation, and others that seem to be almost like
Absolutely.
tight together, and I identify for us slum area. It's obvious to me as the navigator.
What's your survival modifier there? So in your skills bank, where it's alphabetical?
+2.
+2. Okay, roll, add that, and 4. That's what's called your proficiency bonus. I'm going to give you your proficiency bonus on this because you're a navigator, so you'd be good at it.
12 here.
Yeah, +2 is 14, +4 is 18. Yeah, so your score's 18. And you look around and you can see exactly where the wealthy parts of town are. It's obviously off to the south. Like, the buildings get bigger, they're further spaced apart, they're more wealthy materials. Whereas off to the north, and especially towards the northeast, the situation starts to get a little bit direr. And there is also less apparent magic around. Dotted around the city are these gorgeous schools and colleges of magic, and the place is a real mix match, a real jumble of architectural styles throughout. There you are. That's what the Dancing Bear gleans.
Good job, Dancing Bear. That's where we're heading.
Okay.
Actually, I took a crossbow bolt to the chest. I'm not feeling particularly well. Perhaps we could rest? Or not?
For an hour?
Sounds like a plan.
A short rest?
A short rest would be.
Well, I'm not
much
moving too quickly
appreciated.
either with my wounded leg.
That's
so
true. That's true. So
Maybe the two of us
Let's
should.
go have a sit down.
maybe a drink.
Maybe the two of them should go ahead because now that the
Oh, yeah, you guys are
assassins
fine,
know or
Fine.
suspect we may know the information from their ally here, they may want to destroy the evidence or take it away. So if we slow you down, the clues will be gone by the time you get there.
We rest, and if you guys want to go ahead, we can.
I mean, we're very sneaky.
That is true.
We could
Maybe
sneak.
you could do some scout work.
Yeah, let's give it a go.
Okay, fantastic. So the Dancing Bear and Alistair are going to take a short rest.
Yes.
Johnny, would you mind explaining how the short rest worked for me quickly while we carry on over here for using hit die? Can you two roll stealth checks for me? No, you don't remember? That's fine.
That is yes, a 22.
I always remember where everything is.
It's all right. It's just here.
There. Okay.
17,
17.
not bad. So if you've taken damage, and you can spend your time in a short rest to roll hit die, which are next to your health there. Yours should be a D10,
D10.
being a fighter, and you can roll those to regain health. They're finite resource, so mark how many you use. Cool. Sorry, mechanics get a little bit noodly sometimes. Do give us a shout if you need any explanations, by the way, like if I forget, because I do sometimes, and we've had that. There's precedent for that. People have gone. Anyway, the two of you head northeast, relatively stealthily. Noggin, you're a dab hand at this now, but you're fairly impressed with how Joe manages to keep up and how swiftly and quietly he manages to keep up. You move through the city along High Street with the castle behind you at your backs. And if you were up in the castle, you realise that you'd be able to look all the way down this high street from the wealthy areas to the poor areas with a vista of your entire domain. And the houses start to get a little bit more worn down and very close together. Importantly, the people in the street tend to... their appearance changes as well. So you see more Vosu, more fox-type people. There's more Ariag over here as well. Over in the other side of the city, there was a lot of Komodo, a lot of Irabi. There are some Vosu as well. Irabi are these sort of, they look like humans, but there's something sort of celestial about them with a glow behind their eyes. What would you like to do? You're in the slums.
We're in the slums. Right. We're looking for what exactly?
Yeah, that's a good question.
Right?
No?
Well, we'll just
Never-
have
It's
a
not
tune
my
and
job
look
to
around,
play the
shall
game
we?
for you. That's not what I'm here.
I mean, I know that we're looking for letters.
We're looking for letters.
I believe so.
Okay.
But I can't remember what he said about where they were.
Well, they're in the slums. If you were a letter, where would you be?
In a box.
In a box. We're looking for boxes in a slum. I just go to the nearest house and sneak in.
Okay. And sneak in.
Yes.
Okay, cool. There's an open window,
Off we go.
and it rolls stealth check for me. Are you following her, Joe? Oh, you are. Now I can see that.
Yeah.
That is a 25.
14.
14, yeah. Joe is somewhat. He's obviously never done any B&E before. So it's his first
You're a
time.
rogue, for goodness sake.
He knocks a vase off of a. It's a pottery vase. It's more like an amphora, to be honest. Off of the side as he climbs in, and it makes a smash on the floor.
Sorry.
Okay. Well, what's in the room?
This appears to be a living room.
Okay. We look around.
It's
for
not.
boxes.
It's fairly run down.
Is anyone there?
No. There's bits of pottery all over the floor now. There's a couple of chairs. They're not particularly comfortable. There's one wooden rocking chair over in the corner that looks very nice. A fireplace, a short bookshelf. Not many books on it, but it is obviously a reading household. You cannot ascertain much from the living room.
Anything shiny there?
Roll an investigation check.
That is a 19.
On the fire mantle, there is this picture in this gorgeous silver frame. That is probably the shiniest thing in the room. The picture shows a Vosu woman holding the hand of a Komodo woman, and they've got a small Vosu child between them.
Okay, I'm going to take the picture out. Leave the picture and take the frame.
Now, did you ask anyone's permission, Noggin?
Joe, can I have this picture, please?
Sure.
You said it was fine.
So, so just as a note of context for the audience, what happened there was about a week ago, a cleric named Ulmorn tried to teach Noggin that she wasn't allowed to take things she didn't have permission to take, and she had to ask people before she took things. So she started bending those rules somewhat.
You never said it had to be the person who owns the thing.
It's true. And
Joe said it was fine, so I'm taking it.
as you take the pic, as you pop the back of the picture frame off and unfurl and remove the picture, popping it on the mantelpiece, you try and consider how you're going to take this 2-foot picture frame, where you're going to put it, and then suddenly a Vosu woman comes through the door behind you, smash, opening the door, and goes, "What are you doing in my house?" And that's where we're going to end this hour of Adventurers Wanted. We're out of time, unfortunately. This has been great. I've really enjoyed it. Can we have a round of applause for the Dancing Bear and Joe? Seriously. Thank you all for coming to watch. We'll hand back over to Kat, our stage manager, for the outro spiel.
Thank you so much for joining us for this hour. We are here, it's 250 hours altogether, so we've just reached the halfway mark. Yay!
Woo!
Which means there's still plenty more hours to go, so if you guys do want to come back to either watch, or if you do want to play, you are more than welcome to just get in touch. You can book player tickets through Suite or down at the box office if you fancy coming back the next hour. You're more than welcome to run down, book a ticket, come back up. We are here every day apart from the 24th and 25th. We're doing 10 to 3 and then 5 to 10. We are live streaming on twitch.tv/Adventurers Wanted, and we're live tweeting at Adventurers250. So give us a wee follow, spread the word, and as I say, feel free to pop back at any point. I'm going to quickly pop over to Julian here, who is going to do a quick plug for a show that he's doing. We fancy something a wee bit different.
I wrote and am in a show called Heartwood. It is a puppet musical about a little girl dealing with grief. It is very funny and it's been reviewed really well. And it's on every day at midday at venue 13. So yeah, come along. There's also a puppet show on before it, and if you watch both, you actually get half-price tickets for both. So that's worth doing.
And I am here all the time. I'm not in anything else, but a good couple of my friends, Katie and Jay, they're together. They're called The Next Best Thing, and they've got a show called How to Be Good at Everything in the Pleasance Courtyard, I believe. And it's just this really smart show about how confusing and upsetting it can be to be a young person in the particular world that we're in at the moment. It's very funny and very good.
Amazing. But thank you so much, obviously, for joining us. Hopefully we will see you again. But for now, I will let you all go. We've got a really quick turnaround, so yeah, it's just back through the door. If you do want to come back as me, please do. Please come back and join us.
Fantastic.
All right.
Thank you.
Thanks
for
very
your
much, guys.
Cheers, guys.
help.
You did this. Whatever happens to her in the next hour is your fault.
Thank you.
Thanks very much. It was